between Putin and the family of Kadyrov. And the father is the same as the son. He is a person who betrayed his nation. He was a mufti, which is very normal for someone who is a mufti, to betray his people. Mufti is someone, he is the highest religious for Muslims. He was with the Mujahideen in the beginning of the war against Russia, and then he switched side because Putin, he promised him a very good rank if he joined his side, and later they became so good friends with benefit. So we do not know for sure if Ramzan Kadyrov is his son for real or not, because the relationship between them cannot be explained. If you look at the picture, actually, I have it in the thumb, you will see how much love between those, when those supposedly are enemies. I mean, this guy, Putin, he killed thousands and thousands of their people, yet they are in love with him. So it doesn't make sense. And I am not here today to bash the Russian people. Actually, me, myself, as a person, I have a special, the Russian, they have a special place for me. I am not against the Russian, and we will never teach hate against the Russian. And this is not a place we are attacking. We are attacking Putin, the Russian Putin agenda, not the Russian people. You know, we know that this guy, he is a dictator. He is in the office for long time, and this is telling you that he is just a dictator. In our view, this person is going by election. He chosen by election, and you know, he is elected. But have you ever heard of somebody? He is always keep elected, and what he do even when his term is over? Guys, do you hear my voice? Is my voice coming good and clear? I hope you can hear me. So this person, even when he is, like his term, let's just say he served for twice, and then when he is supposedly done, he cannot serve no more. So he put one of his puppies, his assistant, to be a president so he can stay the president. And this guy is there in the office for more than 20-25 years. And this is telling you how much this man, how evil he is. He is a KGB man. He knew how to terrify any one of those his opponent. Either he end in jail or he get killed. Anyone he is serious a threat to win election against him, there's one of two things will happen to him. If you don't believe me, go check. And the one who killed his opponent is always somebody from Chechnya. So Kadyrov is the puppy, the dog of Putin. He is a mafia guy. He's a drug dealer. Everybody knows. The guy, he live in a palace. He have tons of cars for fun. He have, you know, a lot of wealth, which nobody can explain. You know, your father was a mufti. His salary is like $500. And you are just the president of a country, and your salary is what? $10,000? Each car of the cars he owns, the price is from $400,000 to $500,000. Where the money is coming from, obviously, there is something not right. So Putin as a person is very evil. We do not need to prove it. And actually, for me in the beginning, I thought of him highly. You know, he sounds like way more intelligent than the Western leaders. And actually, he's still, Western leaders are just dummies, you know. I have no respect for them, from the White House to all of Europe. Putin is way more smarter than them. But this time, because he's so greedy and he want to be the emperor, you know, he is trying to establish an empire. He believed the Western leaders. He listened to the Western leaders. You see, if you go in the beginning of the war, or even before the war happened, the stupid Joe Biden, he go on TV and they ask him what you would do if the Russian, they invade Ukraine. He said, depend, depend. You know, if it is a full scale or little scale attack. So he's saying them, it doesn't matter what the scale really. I mean, we would not. And he said it clearly in the same, we will never get involved in anything have to do with Ukraine. So leaders of the NATO, they give a green light to Putin. They took all their embassies, they evacuated all their embassies from Kiev. And they announced clearly, we will not involve to stop you, Putin, if you attack Ukraine. And Putin, he got the message so clear. So I can go right now. I mean, look, all of them, they are gone. And the funny is, last July, I was in Ukraine, and actually I can get some videos from my phone to show you. And I met with a bunch of Marines. They were playing music in Odessa. And I asked them, what is the purpose of this NATO training, you know, in Ukraine? They said, we do not know, we are just soldiers. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, soldiers, they don't know really. I mean, they are just obeying orders. But I thought about it. Oh, maybe those people, they are going to stand with Ukraine if he attacked. They are just in July. Few months after, the NATO disappeared from Ukraine and they left the Ukrainian alone. And not only that, they don't even keep their mouth shut. They keep saying loud and clear, we will never get involved if you attack Ukraine. So this guy, he said to himself, I mean, those Ukrainians are poor. Their army is no match. And they will get terrified if we come to them. We will have Kiev in maybe 24 hours. And if you remember, Putin, he did not even send his army to occupy Ukraine. He sent the Muslim army of Kadyrov. 60 miles of trucks and tanks from Kadyrov army, and they love to show, you know, the people, the Republic of the Chicken, I call them chicken, always they love to show off. Even when they dance, they love to show off. They are show-off people, you know. So they stop and they take selfie and Kiev, and then when they arrive to Kiev, they're being kicked out like dogs, run away for their life. So if we search right now for Kadyrov coming to Kiev, you can search the videos, you will die laughing. I mean, when you see the equipment they have, you see what they are dressing, the mask and the helmet and telescope and the snipers and the long beard, you see those people, they are going to eat the Ukrainian alive. And what happened? They run like a chicken as usual. So attacking Kiev failed. Taking control of Ukraine in 48 hours maximum failed. And then the Ukrainian, after they've been betrayed by the American and European, as usual, because European always betray their friends. This is not new. They learned their lesson. They found out that the American, they left them alone. Actually, the stupid American, they offer the president of Ukraine to run with his family and come to America as a refugee. So if the president of Ukraine, he listened to the American, Ukraine now is totally captured by the occupation forces of Kadyrov. This is why no president in the world should listen to the American. No matter how much they say to you, we care for you. No president in the world should listen to European, no matter how much they say, we will protect you. Those countries, they have potato snack leaders. They are not real leaders. See, we have a Trump. He said, if I was in the office, Putin will not attack. Maybe. But if Trump was in the office, I assure you, he will say to Putin, I'm so happy that you took Ukraine for a snack. Trump is very well known to be a coward person. He is not a warrior. He is not a real leader. He is a businessman. This man, he cares only for making America great in the way of making us rich, not making us great as a nation with ethic. And all of them, they are the same. They have zero ethic, but they have a plan for money. And this is how they look at Ukraine. All the fight we see is because Ukraine is the basket of food, strategic location, and it's extremely important for the whole world. In case you do not know, most of the bread you eat is coming from Ukraine. Oil. A lot of things we need for surviving every day is coming from Ukraine. So the competition on Ukraine is not for the sake of Ukrainian. Neither the American, they care for Ukrainian. Neither the European, they care for Ukrainian. Neither the German, neither the British, neither even the Russian, they don't care really for Ukrainian. All what they care for is how we can take the wealth of Ukraine. So all of them, they are thieves. And every thief, he have different method to take your wealth. It's like a credit card company. They send you a brochure saying to you, you don't pay fees. There's no fees. Just take the card, use it. And one day, if you are late to pay, they rip you apart. And today, the European, they are not supporting Ukraine. Nothing for free. Soon we will have election, and maybe the Democrat will lose big deal in USA. And then you will see that the Republican, who is supposedly very conservative, that make me laugh, they will ask Ukrainian for fees for the credit card or the credit line they are offering, nothing for free. And the Ukrainian poor people, they have to pay because they need the American. They trusted the American. You know, one day, the Ukrainians used to have nukes. And because their leader is so stupid and foolish, he listened to the American. You believe it or not, the American paid the Ukrainian to give their weapon to the Russian. The nukes. If the Ukrainian until now they have their nukes, nobody will dare to attack them. And they will be safe and secure. So they convinced them, let us sign a treaty that you will not even have weapon in the future of nuke. And when you sign a treaty, you think that those people, okay, well, we will not have nukes, you will protect us, right? Sure, sure, we'll protect you. But what happened, as soon as Putin, he stepped his first foot in a Crimea, and he took Crimea, all the European, they closed their eyes. Did you ask yourself why the European did not put great sanctions in Russia? I mean, the guy who took a Crimea, which is in the size of many countries. Isn't that enough? You don't care. The same they did with Turkey. The Turkish, they took half of Cyprus. They don't care. Let the Greek people die. Putin, who is a businessman, he have no dignity, he have no ethic. He promised the Armenian protection. And when the Azerbaijani army with the Turkish army in a massive forces and drones attacked the Armenians, slaughtering their kids, Putin was watching and he heard nothing, he saw nothing, he did not know about it. In the top of that, he increased the volume of business and tourism to Turkey as a reward. And the foolish Armenian, they were waiting for Russia to protect them until now. If you ask yourself why he did not support them, simply, Putin is evil. He wanted the Armenian to join the Russian Federation. He's trying to convince them by using the Turkish, if you don't join us, the Turkish will kill you. So he want to take Armenia too. And now the Armenian, they are very small, tiny nation. They cannot fight by themselves. So the only way for them to survive, and I believe the message already, is to join the Russian Federation and lose our independence. If you don't join me, I will let your enemy eat you alive, and you deserve it, because simply you trusted the Putin Russia to defend you. The Armenian, they said to himself, no way, Putin will be watching us being dying, killed by the Turkish army. No way. It turned to be that all the promises was false. And for sure, he don't want the Turkish to take all of Armenia, because the whole purpose is to convince Armenia to join the Russian Federation and to be additional country under his shoes. If you go and see all the countries like Chechnya and other countries from the previous Soviet Union, who they are now part of Russia, you will see that they are dead poor. No jobs, no economy, nothing. All the wealth is in the rich locations in Russia, as they call it, White Russia. You will see that all the money, the billionaires, are located in Moscow, in Pittsburgh, etc. But if you go in the countrysides, in those countries who they are used to be part of the Soviet Union, you will find the income of a family does not exceed even $1,000 a year. I saw a video about a Russian relocation. You know, he is from the previous Soviet Union state. I don't know which state, but obviously he's a Muslim too. And he was speaking how good the support of the Russian government. They give one case of potato one time only for families of those who their sons are fighting in Ukraine. Can you believe it? One case of potato, and this is in TV. This is supposedly the propaganda. You see, we are supporting you. So Putin is a person, he fit with the person he is standing next to. So how this person became a president? I mean, this guy is a kid when they made him a president. Why he became a president? It doesn't make sense. But there is something special between Putin, and he knew carefully how he chose his dogs. 2 or 3 days ago, actually I received a video, I'm not going to play it here because it's very, very bloody. A video published by the Chechen Republic of Chechnya army about their soldiers bleeding, dying like puppies. And yet they are saying, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, you know. So the news came to Kadyrov. Kadyrov always go in TV, in TikTok, sorry, and he speak, we are losing nothing. Our army is not even, we don't even one person get killed. And you know who in the world want to believe such a garbage that his army is not getting killed in a war? What are they doing there? Are they fighting, or they are having taken a vacation? Have you ever heard of an army, any army in the world? He goes somewhere and nobody of his army die. It's like Christian Prince, he walk in the rain, but he never get wet. Why? Because he walk between the drops of the water. That is good. Convincing. So they lie and they fabricate. Allahu Akbar. He's dying. You should see their faces. They look like ghosts. Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. If you see the video, you will die laughing. I mean, they are dead. And Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. So the news came to Kadyrov that those Ukrainians, they are making shish kebab of my men. So Kadyrov to TikTok, and you can tell that the heck, they are poor people. Weapon. We have Russia on our side. This guy is like a person who is so proud of the balls of his nation. Have balls himself. If you are a man, come alone. You don't. Why you are coming with the Russian army? Come alone. Let us see if you can fight the Ukrainian, you coward son of Muta. So he speak highly of his army, but in fact his army is an army of a chicken in the Russian army. And I find it funny and very hilarious that this person speak of jihad. The video, by the way, down there, if you like to watch. He say, we are going, I swear in Allah's name, we will do big jihad. I invite you all to join for big jihad. And you look at his face, you see how much he is in pain, because the Ukrainian, they killed at least 400 of his men in one day. In one day. And yet the coward, he claimed that there's only 2 men died. Now, I can say maybe the Ukrainians are exaggerating. Maybe, you know, in war propaganda, everything is possible. But obviously, all of us, we knew that they are losing ground left and right. The territory of Kharkiv, 90% of the soldiers there, they were from Chechnya. Actually, they got the borders of Russia. And this is where the Chechenian chicken is located. And yet Kadyrov is saying only 2 of his men died through the whole war. For sure, he is saying the truth because he is a Muslim and Muslims don't lie. But I find it very funny that he is saying, I'm going to wage big jihad.
Валлахи, клянусь именем Всевышнего, это большой джихад. Это большой джихад, который мы все должны участвовать. И мы будем.
You can tell that this guy is speaking from his ass, not from his mouth. He is too much in pain. Wait for the ad. the funny, we kill them wherever we find them, and in the Quran, we will kill them wherever we find them, wherever we will kill them. I swear by Allah. The funny is that the Quran says in chapter 5, verse number 51, that the one who take the Christians and the Jews as a friends, he is one of them. He is not a Muslim. So how this potato is waging jihad when the Quran said that the one who take the Christians as a protectors or a friends, he is one of them. Who is the leader of the chicken Kadyrov? Putin, the Russian general. So how this guy, he is son of a mufti, like a son of a muta, speaking of jihad, when his commander-in-chief is supposedly Christian, and he wear a cross in his neck, as Putin always show. The Quran make it here, and if you don't like this translation, if you are Abdul, you say, I'm choosing translation. This is your Muslim translation. I don't accept any Muslim translations because I believe all of you lie about your religion. I never met a Muslim. He is honest about his stupid belief. We say to you the Quran and marking what it says the word appear. They add words, keep the stupid Quran. Oh, who you believe. Oh, you who believe. Take not the Jews and the Christians as awliya. Awliya mean friends, protectors, helpers, etc. I like the etc. by the way, because Putin go under the etc. too, like sleep with your mom, Kadyrov. They are but awliya to one another. And if any among you take them as awliya, then surely he is one of them. So, based on the Quran, the one who accept Putin as a protector, as a friend, a helper, he is one of them. He is not a Muslim. So, how in the world this guy is calling for jihad when his boss is supposedly Christian? And you know, as long you call, and he said he is going to attack Odessa and Kiev, and he will burn the cities. He will burn them. I would love to see this person. I would love to see the Ukrainian special forces going inside Chechnya and capture this person and bring him like a cat and put him in the museum for Ukrainian kids to see what will happen to the army who go against Ukrainian army. And actually, I'm so proud of the Ukrainian because, you know, the American, they look at them down, the European look at them down, the NATO look at them down because, they will run away. This is why I advised them to run. They advised the president to run. Never listen to the American. Never, 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 never. I never trust them too. And I'm talking about the American as government. I mean, we have a president, he called the Prime Minister of England, the new one, to say, hey, I'm happy that you became Prime Minister. You believe it or not, he called him Rashid. The guy is a Hindu. He's Indian. It turned to be that his name for Biden is Rashid. Those people, they don't even remember their names. Do you think they will remember you? So I encourage, and I heard them speaking that the Ukraine are preparing to have a, which means nukes. Why not? Actually, I encourage the Ukrainian to make many of them. Is that a crime if they have one? or 2 or 10 or 50. If it's a crime for them, then it's a crime for everybody. They are under attack. Their country demolished. Their country totally destroyed. They paid very high price because European and neglected them, betrayed them. They let Putin go with no consequence. And then what they do? They make sanctions. And the sanctions are very funny because still his oil is running. People buying his oil. The oil in the market is all over. I saw an interview of an American general. His last name is Maguire. This donkey, he said that when the Russian, Putin, when he attacked Ukraine, he avoid killing civilians. This is a video 7 months ago, which means from the beginning of the war. Do you see how they avoid civilians? The city is a ghost town. Even the American generals, they side Putin. You can go to the first day of the war and see how they went houses, hotels, schools. Houses. Why? Because they have houses left. And then you will find them attacking civilians. So I want to say, I pray that in the Russian and the Ukrainian, they will be friends again. I don't want the Ukrainian to hate each other. We as a Christians, we should oppose war, and we should oppose hate. War with anybody, even with Muslims. It's not good for anyone. But this man, and this is how I feel for the Ukrainian. A massive army coming to invade. Who? A Christian country. You know, when the Turkish, they shut down 2 airplanes for Putin. Putin, he accepted from the Turkish apology, which is very funny, and he accepted money. In the case of Ukraine, we take their land, we take their houses, we take even their women, their children. They are forcing people to become Russian. You like it or not, today you are Russian. A person in the chat saying, his name is Ram, saying, what kind of a crazy Christian are you, Christian prince? You sound like a warlord. Better stay out of politics topic. Hey Ram, I don't know, your name is Ram and sound like Ram. Are you a human or a Ram speaking to me? You stupid idiot son of Muta. We just said we are against war. You sound like a warlord. Warlord. What about you became nicer and give Kashmir to Pakistan, Mr. Ram? I saw a Hindu priest speaking about how peaceful we Chinese. He made them shish kebab.